I'm back, how are you? I'm fine. How are you, baby? I'm fucking back, you stupid dumb bitch. How does that sound? As you can tell, my hair looks wet because for the first time I'm taking a shower before putting on makeup because I'm tired of my hair looking fucking greasy as shit on camera. But the thing is, as I get more drunk, I'm gonna get sweaty. So this will probably never look dry for the rest of the video, no matter how long this takes. So today we're gonna be doing the usual makeup drunk stories. Today we're gonna be doing embarrassing stories, part 2. I miss you guys so much. I say that literally every fucking week. So like, is nothing fucking new? Or am I fat and ugly? I got a new brush set, like a new brushes from the store. I have been using the same like 3-4 brushes the entirety of me doing my makeup, and I haven't washed them once. So I was like, I could keep using them or I could get more, so then I had to wash them less and I could have different colors on them without having to like wipe them off every single time. I also got eye makeup remover, and I also got makeup remover wipes. Am I smart or just fucking ugly? So I got like this one for, I got this one. I kind of want to switch to using a foundation brush instead of using a fucking, whatever it's called, ugly brown thing. Next week, I'm going to be painting 3 subscribers for my video while I read stories and get drunk. So I'm going to be painting you drunk. I don't know how you guys are going to send me selfies or whatever. I guess you guys can just have your account not privated and I'll pick a picture. And if you want to have me show your account in the video, and I'll paint them and then I'll ship them to you guys. If you guys are comfortable giving me your address, then I can send them over to you guys. You know what time it is? Body! Shot o'clock. Do you think like really big alcoholics that like love drinking vodka like smell it and they get like excited? Like it smells good to them? That's fucking crazy. My fiance was the sweetest boy ever because he usually has to bring me another cold 7-Up when I run out of one while I'm filming. He put together this little bag that we thought was a makeup bag that we got, but it ended up being a cooler. And he put them, he even put them inside of this little head wrap to keep them like extra cold. So I wouldn't have to ask him to come bring him it. What if he wasn't being sweet? What if he was being lazy and he didn't want to have to get up and bring them to me? I can't believe this. I'm just kidding. He's so sweet. And he's gonna get sloppy toppy. He would have gotten that anyways. Oh, okay. God, that was so bad. Okay, I'm gonna start my my base, and then we'll get to the story. All right, I found the first story. What is your worst, most embarrassing story? This is by U/KIWID3. Mine is the time I fainted in the boardroom of a major multinational company during a secondary school tour of the facility. Okay, that's kind of embarrassing. I was standing up in the room with 50 other students listening to the pre-tour history lesson when all I could feel was something going wrong. After a few minutes, I fainted headfirst into the lap of a boy sitting down next to me. Think it can't get any worse for a 16-year-old girl, me, right? Think again. Okay. I mean, how long were you, like, fainted for? You know what I mean? Because, like, if it was a while and you woke up somewhere else, it's not as embarrassing until you hear it. But, I mean, I feel like once you're out, you know? Like, you can't be embarrassed if you're sleeping. My friends were used to this happening. Oh, you're a frequent fainter. Okay. Isn't there, like, a word for that? Like, narcolepsy or... I don't know. But the 2 who were with me couldn't revive me as quickly as usual. Okay. So they, along with my teacher, had to drag my lifeless body out of the room, a considerable distance to the hallway and into someone's office. At this point, they called in a receptionist who had given first aid training to take care of me. By the time he got into the room, I was awake and feeling totally normal. Real fainters know this is a weird transition, but he was clearly bored that day and was excited to use his hard-earned certification for once. Whilst grilling me on my eating habits and giving unsolicited nutrition tips, he instructed me to lay on the floor with my legs in the air and 100% oxygen mask strapped to my face. I tried sitting up multiple times to tell him that my legs were starting to hurt and the oxygen tank was making me nauseous. My friend tried to tell him that this just happens, that I am fine, but he brushed us off. Girl, I'm fucking fine. This happens all the time. Don't touch me. What is he gonna do? Call the police on you not listening to him? Fuck him and his certification. Okay. Maybe he was just scared the company could get sued if he didn't follow the exact guidelines on what to do when someone is unconscious, which I no longer was. Okay. But he also tried to tell us that sometimes he used the oxygen mask for fun because it feels good. He can't be too certified if he's saying shit like that to someone. My teacher came in a few minutes in to check on me and get my parents' phone number. I tried to tell her to tell the oxygen crazy dietitian that I was fine, but she told me that he must know what he's doing to do whatever he says. So my friend and I lay on the multi-billionaire company's floor for over an hour while waiting for my parents to come pick my brain being pumped full of way too much blood and oxygen all the way. That is pretty fucking embarrassing, but like if you have like a medical condition where you like faint a lot or like you have the tendency to faint, I feel like that can't be that embarrassing. I mean, I'm not not validating her feelings of being embarrassed from that. I'm just saying, like, you know, maybe I'm just an asshole, but I feel like it's less embarrassing if it's like a medical thing, you know? My hair is looking so cute right now. Do you see that? I look like a 90s fucking heartthrob. Am I making you guys throb? I was doing an HVAC maintenance at a facility with some infrastructure deemed critical. HVAC. Isn't that like... I don't know. Isn't that like vacuuming? Like your isn't that what they're called? Shock vac? No vendors were to be in certain areas alone. One of those areas was where I stored my filters. So while one of the young men was escorting me down there, my stomach starts turning flips. Okay? Like those "this is happening now" kind of cramps. Oh God. Like the ones where one wrong step could do you in. My water is breaking and I'm about to give... Wait, what? Okay, I thought she was gonna shit her pants. She about to give birth right now? My water is breaking and I'm about to give birth to 1,000 pureed to keto. Oh, okay. I thought the story was gonna get so fucking juicy. You know, like one of those stomach flips, you know what's about to happen. I was like, yeah, take a shit. And she's like, give birth. And I was like, oh, that's not what I thought. And then she's like, no, it is what you thought. I was just kidding. Fucking bitch, really? I'm doing my best not to let this be obvious. I turn to her and politely ask if I can use her restroom, and she says, sure, it's right there, and points to the door a few feet away from us. Not great. I can't ask for a different restroom because, well, what's wrong with that one? Also, I may not even make it to that one, let alone to a different one. I make it. It's 10 square feet. There's no fan. Not great. I run to the sink. It's trickles. At this point, it's quite obvious to the woman outside the door and possibly anyone within a city block that I am turning inside out in there. Which I could have handled that just fine at this point. I didn't shit myself at least, right? So I stand up, I turn around, I flush the toilet, and the water only rises. Not great. I panic, look around, no plunger. Now it takes me a few more minutes to come to grips with the fact that not only have I done what I've done, but I have to exit the restroom and talk about this with this woman. I have to ask her for a plunger. I cannot just leave this. There is no pretending this didn't happen, and there is no returning to it without her. So she is now involved. We retrieve a plunger. We return downstairs. Smells bad. I start plumbing this toilet. I continue plunging this toilet, and I eventually come to grips with the fact that this is not will never be the solution to this slurry. Please don't fucking say that. Another talk with myself, another talk with this woman. I now have to run 4 blocks down 5th Avenue in the middle of the snowstorm to retrieve a snake from my van. I retrieve the snake, run 4 blocks back. Okay. I find my partner in poop and she brings me back. Okay, this person's a good storyteller. She brings me back downstairs. I start finding this hand crank snake into the toilet and guess what? Nothing. Sweat, human poop air. I could die. I crank more, keep cranking. The snake hit whatever was blocking the drain, developed an ungodly amount of tension, turned around, exited the water with the force of 1,000 tsunamis. I have now taken a shower in my own shit. I'm covered in the stuff. As are the walls, the ceiling, and the sink, the toilet, the trash can, the door, and every other surface in the room. My silhouette was on the door. I wasn't really expecting a gem like this to pop up right before our eyes. Should I be using a different brush than... I eventually get this obstruction moved enough for the toilet to drain and filled with clean water. I spend the next 20 minutes cleaning the restroom with my undershirt and hand soap. What the fuck? Why is this lady, like, is there no cleaner on the site? Like, it's just him? Why? I mean, I know you should probably clean up after your own messes, but, like, you're making this man clean it with his shirt? Fuck that girl, to be honest. Like, what? Y'all don't have paper towels there? I exit the restroom covered in my own shit, grab my filters, and without making eye contact, explain to her that I will be on the roof. I change their filters, exit the building. Okay, so he's changing filters, he's not... I don't know what his job is. Call my manager, explain what happened, tell him I'm going home, and that if I am ever asked to go back to that facility, that I will resign immediately. That was a bad day. That was worse than a bad day. That is so fucking embarrassing, I can't get over it. Guys, should I just become a reaction channel? Do you think I'd get, like, more views from, like, little 8-year-olds if I just, like, had, like, a really, shitty edited picture of me going, wait, I literally do have that on my account. I had to completely makeup remove this entire side of my face, which took me 45 minutes. But I do it for the show. I do it for you guys because I love you and I don't want the final reveal to be ugly. And I was just like, whatever. I want it to look good, you know? Like, I don't just do this for fun. Okay, well, I do it for fun. Body shot o'clock! Hey! What's with it? Hey! I was 15. This is posted by Deffer. This was 13 years ago. What's so cool about Reddit is you can just, like, look at stories from a different time period. Like, it's like Reddit is like a time capsule. It shows you the year when it was posted. So I'm just, like, thinking about him 13 years ago writing this, but this was, like, when he was younger, too. So I don't know. I was 15 and I was at Sam's Club with my parents. I was in the video game section playing some demos on a PS2. I felt like I needed to fart, so I pushed a little. It felt like I had let out a silent one because I didn't hear it, and it smelled terrible about 2 seconds afterwards, per usual.
I'm just per usual. I let out a silent one, it fucking reeked. It happens all the fucking time, it smells like death.
About 30 seconds later, the smell is still lingering, and I was just proud that I had caused that much damage in the air. My sister, 7, comes up to me and asks where I got the chocolate milk, and how I spilt it on my leg. I look down, there's liquid feces on my right leg. I was wearing blue Nike shorts and boxers. I'm terrified. I have poo on my leg. I casually walk to the bathroom. This is sounding kind of familiar to the story I shared in the first part of this series. Here comes the embarrassing part. I'm in the stall cleaning my leg, trying to figure out what the hell to do with my boxers, which are covered in poo water. I can't keep them. The car will smell on the ride home. I can't leave them in this stall. There will be people waiting. I had to flush them. Okay, I threw mine away in my story. So, I mean... You're dumb. Just throw them away. Well, apparently boxers don't flush well. Well, I wouldn't think so. Toilet backed up, flooded the entire stall, and spread it to the rest of the bathroom. I'm freaking out, but I'm clean. I got most of the poo off my leg. A janitor has entered the restroom, and I exit the offending stall. He asks what happened, and I can't speak. I should have, because the boxers were still in the toilet, clearly visible. I just casually walk out. Meanwhile, my parents were ready to leave and couldn't find me. They aren't super hovering parents, but they got worried because I wasn't in the video game section or the candy section. This At 15 though? I mean, okay. The ordeal was going on 10-ish minutes long. Apparently my sister told them I walked towards the bathroom with an older man. Oh, wait, what? My parents are assuming the worst and get the security and management involved. Oh my god. Back to the bathroom. I'm saying that. Back to the bathroom. I'm trying to walk out. The janitor finds the boxers and is all huffy puffy. Girl, so would I. I'm just a janitor living my life and I'm asking you what fucking happened and you walk past me like nothing happened, then I have to clean up your shit covered boxers that you stuffed. I would understand if you were like 6 years old or like 5 years old and you didn't know what to do. You're 15 years old. Like, you didn't know not to stuff your fucking boxers in... Okay. The manager is walking down the hallway towards the bathroom to try and handle the missing child with old man situation. I'm trying to leave the bathroom to handle the holy shit I just pooed my pants and clogged the toilet with my boxers on situation. Manager stops me, asks me if I was in a type of situation, and I don't know how to answer. I tell him there was an incident in the restroom. He takes that as something happened to me with the old man I was apparently stolen by. He radios the security to contact the police and to have them head towards the restroom. Okay, I was not expecting it to go this way at all. I freak out. I didn't think flushing my underwear warranted the police getting involved. My parents get to me, ask me if I'm okay. I'm too embarrassed to tell them what happened. Still, without knowing what their perception of the matter was, I said I'm fine. Security is rushing over, asking me if he's still in there. I have no idea what they're talking about. They ask me what happened. There is a gathering of rubberneckers. Okay. That sounds like a slur. Trying to see what's going on. I'm really confused why this is such a huge deal. I confess. I tell them that I mud-butted down my leg and tried to flush my underwear down the toilet, clogging it in the process. The looks I got. Worst part was the police were there in like 5 minutes and had to tell them exactly what happened to me. After the seriousness of the situation wore off and everyone realized that I wasn't molested by an old man, many laughs were had in my expense. My father to this day still brings us up at family gatherings, at my wedding, and holidays. That was a sweet little family moment. I look pretty. I'm gonna start on my eyes. I think I want to do like a sunset moment. I don't know if I've done that on my account yet. I try to do something different every time, but I feel like I just can't come up with something crazy every time. Okay, I'm gonna do one eye and then I'll be back for a shot, batty shot clock, and then I'll be back for another story. Okay, I finished with one eye. I think what I'm gonna start doing from now on is do one eyebrow and one like thing. I need to start buying lashes. I fucking hate buying lashes. The glue never comes off. I'm sorry, it never does. It looks clumpy for days, no matter how many showers I take, no matter how many oils, no matter how much makeup remover, it never fucking comes off. Batty shot clock, you fucking bitch! This is by Kai Pubel, 275 days ago, so not even a year ago, and they posted it in the Tell Me an Embarrassing Story subreddit or whatever. One hot day on the way back from school during my 1 mile walk to the metro, I broke my sandal. People kept looking at me funny. I live in France and they can be judgmental about wardrobe issues. A few people came up and pointed downwards, so I just shrugged it off and responded, I know. This happened about 5 times. I heard a few yells from guys, but didn't think anything of it because I didn't think it was directed towards me. Oh, she didn't even know that her sandal was broken. So then what was she saying I know to, if she didn't really know what was going on? Okay, anyways. When I'm about to get on the train, a woman points downwards again and says, do you know? And I responded very annoyed,
I know, I broke my sandal. What am I supposed to do about it?
and she was fucking mad. And she politely goes, no, your dress is stuck in your book bag. I reached around and felt my bare ass and my dress was hiked up from my lower back. I walked a mile with my ass hanging out in a see-through thong. A mile. The people before her must have thought I had lost my mind. I ended up bursting into laughter and quickly shimmied my dress back down and thanked her. It's my go-to story to cheer people up. That is really fucking embarrassing. But to be honest, like, if you're already wearing like a... maybe, I mean, it's a different country. I don't know if she's visiting from America or something. I don't know. But, like, people wear thongs and their whole ass is showing. So it's not, like, extremely embarrassing. But, like, I would be embarrassed. And she fucking went in on that woman. I bet that woman felt so fucking good being like, no, bitch, your fucking flabby, disgusting ass is hanging out. I'm going to finish my other eye. And then I think I'm going to tell you, like, 2 of my small embarrassing stories before we end the video. I'm back. I finished the other eye and the other eyebrow. All that stuff is lips. I'm gonna share my 2 little small stories with you. But not before we do a baddie shot o'clock, you dumb bitch. When I was about, I would say 8 or 9, and in the neighborhood, we had a lot of kids. Like the neighborhood was a nice 2-story neighborhood, or like newly developed like houses. And there were so many kids. So I had so many friends. We would go for every age group. My brother had his own friends. My sister had her older friends. I had my younger friends. All that lived in that neighborhood. So we would go like biking. We would go roller blading. We would go on most of us went on our scooters. And I met this kid. And we were best friends for like 2 years while I lived there. We would hang out all the time. I sound so fucking drunk right now. One day, it was Halloween, and we wanted to go trick-or-treating with him and his dad. His dad was taking him and his friends, his closest of friends, so it was like me and 2 other friends. And we would all get dressed up and stuff. I was super into horror, so I dressed up like Chucky. I was so excited to wear that costume because I wanted to scare people all night long. Like, I literally didn't even care about the candy. I was skinny at this time. So I didn't care about the candy. So instead of us going in our neighborhood, his dad wanted to take us to like a really, really, really nice neighborhood that they also hand out good candy, but also decorate really well. So he drove us across town. And while he took us, he let us like go off a little bit, but also stood with us because he was also watching other people's kids. But we like, for the most part, were hanging out and he was kind of just like trailing behind us. I wanted to scare people. My friends weren't into horror and stuff like that. They were dressed as like fucking Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles and shit. I was dressed as fucking Chucky. So I kind of did it on my own. So I would kind of go off away from the dad and my friends and scare people. So I had this like group of girls I was scaring all night. Like I was following them and like running towards them because they were like super scared. So I just kept scaring them all night. And towards the end of the night, when everyone's making their rounds and people are dwindling out on the street, I was like, I'm gonna get a really good scare on them. So I'm hiding behind this tree while they're going to a house to get candy. And I'm waiting behind the tree. And I jump out and I start running towards them with my fake knife, and they fucking fall on the ground super fucking scared. And they're like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's so messed up, blah, blah, blah. They're also kids. So I'm like laughing, like an actual laugh, but also trying to make it sound like Chucky as I'm walking away. At this point, like people are looking at us in the street because like they're so loud at screaming and like, what are they scared of? So I'm like walking away from them. And I'm like laughing hysterically, looking back at them because I just scared them. Everyone's looking at me at this point on the street. Most people are, but not everyone. I'm not trying to take away whatever. So I'm walking away laughing hard as shit. And I'm not like walking. I'm kind of like jogging laughing. And I face plant into the mailbox of the house I just scared them at. And it clotheslines me backwards and I land on my back and I'm gasping for air. The girls start laughing. They're not scared anymore. At this point, it's mainly just them paying attention to me. And my friend's dad comes over and says, what are you doing? You're supposed to be with us. After I just got clotheslined and almost knocked on my ass and almost died. I was so fucking embarrassed. Okay, so this last story isn't like super embarrassing, but I told literally all my super embarrassing stories the first part of this, so go watch that if you haven't seen this. If you guys don't know this, I have 3.8 million followers on TikTok, so I get recognized sometimes in public. That's a little preface for the I'm literally drunk, I'm sorry. So I am going to my first concert in my entire life to go see Olivia Rodrigo. I've never been to a concert. I'm super excited. I'm the biggest Olivia Rodrigo fan in the world. We get there, we give our tickets. We're going to the seating before the show starts. Chaperone's opener. We were there before she blew up, but let's just say that. But anyways, so we're sitting in our seats waiting for the show to start. This is even before Chapel comes out, actually. And we're sitting there, and while I'm sitting there, the whole row in front of us recognizes me from TikTok, and they want to take pictures and stuff. So, like, people are walking by, I'm taking pictures of people, whatever, and all of a sudden, this little girl comes up to me, and I never really get recognized by, like, little kids, just because, like, my content is usually kind of raunchy on TikTok. Like, my POVs are kind of raunchy, so it's usually, like, teenagers or, like, 20s to 30s that recognize me. So like I'm like, oh my god, like a little kid recognizes me. She comes up to me and she's like, hey, I like your videos. Like, can I take a picture with you? And I was like, yeah, of course. I like put down whatever I'm holding and like I'm about to take a picture with her. And then her mom comes up and she's trying to bring her to the seat. And the little girl's like tugging on her mom, like, no, I'm doing something. And she's like, what? And she said, oh, this man wants to take a picture with me. Oh, I'm sorry, what? I didn't. That wasn't me. And you know, like her mom is thinking in her head, this big, fat, huge, giant 6'2" man that's with another man wants to take a picture with my fucking 6-year-old daughter. I look at her and she like grabs her daughter like aggressively and looks at me and she's like takes her with her and I was like, no, like I'm on TikTok, like and then she leaves before I can even explain myself. So I don't know if I got reported that night. I was never escorted out, but like it was such an, like it was just a bad play on words on her part, but I can't blame her because she's 6 years old. I just don't know why you would say, I wanted to take a picture with you. I'm gonna finish up my lip and then you guys will be here for the final reveal. I love you guys.